Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you see me now? Should I be more centered behind? Okay, cool. Oh, let's get that light on too. Are we looking, Julie? Are we looking okay? Let's see. The light. That's a little better. Yeah, I think the light coming from the lower portion, coming up, that would look great. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, Bob's not coming in today? I thought he was coming in to... Oh, man. We're going to need a new... What about Phil? I mean, technically we don't need a gaffer, but it'd be nice to have one in the background. Of course, for that. Right. Okay. We'll make do without it. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Is audio good here? Testing, 1. Testing 5. Testing 1, 5. Testing time moon, 593. Testing. Testing 7 auto cook, 7. Testing.
Check 1, 2.
How's the sound?
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2,
So no sound on the left channel still? On the left channel. We always have a problem with the left channel. We can never get the sound to properly go through. Well, let's keep working on it. Testing, 3, 3.
Well, hello folks. Welcome to Moontime Devotions. Unfortunately, our studio has succumbed to a power outage. It's a real rainy, stormy kind of day today, and so the power is out, but the show must go on. And so here we are. The power's out. We've got our promo. So you have to put it up here in the little bit of reserve light that we have. We have our promo today. Red Bull. Whew. Puts the red in the winged bowl, as they say. Delightful. Well, here we are, folks. We weren't expecting a power outage, but these are the things that happen when you run a very successful hit TV show and you have a studio in which is so funded greatly by benefactors who don't always do their research. And so here we are, and we're wondering when the power might be back on. But either way, we must continue the show. We must go on anyhow. So, on today's episode, we want to talk about fashion and design and love and productivity and action and the Panasonic tailspin in which these things can be done even in an environment that's kind of a state of the world kind of deal. So, here we are in the Panasonic tailspin of the world, on the dark side of the moon, if you will, wishing you were here. And so when it comes to the parameters of the dark side of the moon and wishing you were here and these sorts of things, you can find yourself wondering, what kind of life do I want to live on this earth. And so that's very much what today's theme is spirituality. So today we'll be talking about spirituality and 5 points in which I can give you good advice for spirituality. Now, our first point, as I take another drink from our very wonderfully sponsored Red Bull. Wonderful. As per usual, folks, it's early in the morning. We're still just waking up. Our first point of spirituality, however, though, is, right when you wake up. You see, right when you wake up, you can involve yourself and you can drench yourself into a spirituality and a spiritual freedom that you find appropriate. This spiritual freedom can be found many means of living, and so finding the right one for you is all what it takes. If it comes to floaters or dreams or goals or aspirations or maybe financial seeking, these are all things that we can do as soon as we wake up. So right when you wake up, you can use a positive mantra, if you will. I like to call it love product additivity, love action product activity. And this is what we do on the show, is a love product action productivity, and it's kind of a 30-second defrost on this side, and it's right up the Kings River, right up the Poppy Hole, down the Kings River. And so this is the spirituality that we take on. It's a positivity, it's an affirmation, but there's many other flavors of it. There's, as we've talked about on the show, there's Buddhism, there's Hinduism, there's lots of New Age type religions out there, and of course the most popular one here in America is what we call Christianity. Christianity. Why? Because this country is predominantly a Christian country ever since the Protestant Reformation back in the 1500s. So Christianity's been a big one. And most people that I talk about and talk to with are about this Christianity thing. And there's 33,000 different denominations of Christianity, so you get lots of variation. We don't per se follow any type of specific religion here on the show because that would be foolish. Rather, we're very open to any kind of means to get into where you need to get. But again, let me go back to what I was saying. Christianity is the most common, and the most people I talk to seem to practice it. So, when it comes to Christianity, I like to really think about it, and I like to ask people, I say, what does it mean to be a good Christian? How do you be a good Christian? Well, it's simple. I would say you follow what the book says, right? The book says be a good person. It says follow the law and the love and everything else involved. And so I would say definitely go for a Christianese type living if you're going to be a good Christian. And if you're going to be a good Christian, you can do this right when you wake up, right? And so the commonality between Christianity and a lot of other religions actually runs very, very close netted together, funny enough. So there's lots of speculations and arguments and contradictions amongst all of those who fight perilously for their right and their spiritual freedom within the confines of Christianity. And so there's just one thing you can do, whether you're a Christian or a Buddhist or a hammerhead. It doesn't matter. You can wake up right away in the morning, and you can use these things to affect your behavior and how you go about your life. Which brings us into our second point now. Now, our second point is the action part, right? Now, using your spirituality to further action is going to be vital to how you live your life day to day. Action is something that you have to push through, you have to put effort into it, you have to go like this and go move around and do all these things for it. And action is always going to be rewarding because it's movement, it's momentum. It's doing everything in your power that you can to keep the clocks ticking, to keep the fishies swimming, and to keep the lights on. As you can see, sometimes though, even if you try to keep the lights on, they go out. And that's okay. That's when you take action. I was talking to Julie and some of the cameramen here who are here today. They're in the back right now trying to figure out this power outage issue, which is a blessing, but they said, "Oh, Graham, what are you going to do that the power's out? You know, we can't film the show without the lights on." I said, "Nonsense, nonsense. We don't let no little power outage stop us. We're going to still film an episode even if it's in the dark." And so here we are, 0 dark 30, and I took the action from the spirituality, from waking up with the love in my heart to film an episode anyhow. And so anyhow and anyway, here we are. And we can still go through with it. And I think that's so much a great example of what I'm talking about. Action is half of what you do in your life. If you take action, then you will get rewarded, and you will get the productivity that you need. And so that's our third point now, is productivity. So productivity comes from action, and it comes from waking up, of course. So productivity is something I like to call as a current. It's like a current in a creek, a current in our river, kind of a king's river, and it's kind of Mary Poppins' poppy hole. You know, you see Mary Poppins, she's on that umbrella, she's flying around, she's staying productive. It's productivity that's what's going to get you somewhere and everywhere all at once, folks. And that's how you stay going, is you stay consistent with your action, which leads to productivity. And so therefore productivity is a result of good actions, which is a result of waking up with the right positive mindset. Which goes to our fourth point I would go into now, is seeing without believing. Belief and believing in something, but belief in general, is not something you can necessarily see. Belief comes from your heart, it comes from your mind, and it comes from thinking and taking in information. Believing is a little seed or thought that starts in your brain, and it's motivated by your heart and your desires and your love. And so you can always believe even if you can't see. You can't see me, but you can believe that the show is still on. And honestly, subconsciously, you probably can see my face and you can see all the lights on and everything because you believe. You believe in the Moontime Devotions. And that's all it takes, folks. A little bit of imagination can really reward you. And imagination is nothing without some sort of belief. But you have to believe with all of your heart and all of what you can, well, take a chance on, take a risk with. That is belief. And you don't have to see to believe. People tell me, oh, the future, I don't know what I'm going to do with the future of my life, Graham. I don't know where to go, I don't have a lot of money, I don't have a lot of food or water. And I said, that's okay, you can't see the future, right? You don't see it, you can't see it, you don't need to see it. You just need to believe in it. If you just believe in the future, it will be good, and it will continue on. And that's just a beautiful thing, if you ask me. And so that's belief. Belief is very, very important. You gotta believe. Belief, like a leaf in the wind, flying around, or like a little daisy, flying in the air, ready to go plant seeds elsewhere. And that's very much what belief means to me. In fact, I think I'll always spell belief with an A, because that's going to give the plus to everything I do from here on out. Which brings us to our fifth point. Our fifth point now, to wrap it up oh so perfectly, is you gotta have good attitude. Attitude is everything. Attitude is altitude. If you want to go higher, your attitude must be adaptable. So keeping your aptitude and your attitude and your appetites geared towards the right type of thinking can give you the good mood and the good vibrations that you need to stay productive and to stay in that love that you woke up with. And it'll help you see. It'll help you see clearly, even if you can't physically see. And so, which you don't always need to see clearly, but if you can see clearly, then you really can believe with an A. Taking everything into consideration, I would say that attitude makes or breaks a company. It makes or breaks a successful TV show. This is just common sense in the industry. Without a good attitude, you can't get very far. And an attitude is deep, it starts within deep of your psyche. And if you take care of your psyche, then you can take care of your attitude. And that's very much all that's involved with that. Now, attitude is something that is not always easy to work with. Attitude isn't Play-Doh. You can't just mold it around and throw it in the oven and call it good. And it just sits on a shelf for years. No, attitude is something that you have to baby. You have to water it. It's like a little plant. And you have to watch it every day and watch it grow and trim its leaves as it grows older. And it takes high maintenance. Attitude takes high maintenance. But attitude will get you to the higher altitudes of your living situation. So attitude is all things. For example, today, attitude was something that was very common among me and my crew because of the power outage. We weren't sure what was going to happen, and attitudes were up at a very high level. People were, getting upset and getting flustered because there was no power. And I remember they were telling me, "Oh, what about the piano? We can't use the piano because your episode won't be the same without a piano intro." I said, "Oh no, it'll be just fine. We have plenty of stock music in the editing room that we can just throw onto here. People won't mind, it's just fine." I had a good attitude, and so my attitude kept the group going. And when one person has a good attitude, everybody, sooner or later, eventually picks up on it and has a good attitude as well. And so attitude also is something that we have to take into consideration when it comes to the 5 points of spirituality. So our first point was waking up and feeling the love. And our second point is the action. Take lots of action, take lots of risks, and don't worry about anything. And our third example is you don't have to see to believe. You can keep on going anyhow. You can keep on really rocking and rolling. And this will then lead to our fourth point, productivity.
Public safety.
Hello.
Hey, I can't see you guys.
I know.
I just wanted you to know that the power will be off probably for a couple of hours.
Okay.
It's up to you, if you want to stay or not.
Yeah, no, I have my camera rolling, and so I was rolling with it anyhow.
Oh gosh,
but
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't mind having it in here because I was curious about the update for the power.
Yeah, we still don't know how long it's going to be.
Sure. Well,
Totally up to you guys.
yeah.
Just, I want you to be safe. Don't fall off the stage.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Do you have a flashlight or anything?
You know, I've got my phone, and I can
Okay,
just use
perfect.
that, and
I
yeah.
mean, again, it's up to you if you want to stay. I just want you to know we have no ETA.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. No, that's okay. You know, I adapted anyway. That's how I have the camera going, and I can use my phone flashlight for now. But
okay,
yeah,
just
I
be
should be
safe.
fine. Absolutely.
Don't fall off stage.
I promise I won't.
All right, thanks.
Thank
Let
you.
me know if you need anything.
You bet. And so, folks, attitude comes from productivity, and then it's attitude. So attitude is our final point in which we made. And so there's our 5 points to spirituality. It takes great self-discipline and great productivity and great love and great action and great attitude to reach the altitudes of where you need to go in this life. And so that concludes, I suppose, today's Moontime Devotions episode. This will be the Power Outage episode. This is our first Power Outage episode, and it's quite nice actually. We're kind of going back to the roots of our show, because as you know, the show starts in 1905, and it was originally designed to be around a campfire, and it was all word of mouth. And so this is one of our mystical episodes where we get to go back to the roots of the show, of the core of the show. And so that's very much what you're experiencing today, is a intimate, up close and personal origin episode of Moontime Devotions. Again, we are being sponsored, we're promoting Red Bull. Red Bull, it gives you wings, and it keeps everything flowing in your body and in your mind and in your health. This has been, again, Graham Smith of Moontime Devotions. We love you folks. Stay tuned. And then following weeks, we will have more guests, and we'll have some other surprises coming down the Kings River. So stay tuned, stay focused, stay in the love, productivity, action, faith-driven, and keep on rolling in this Panasonic state of the world.